Greetings again, everyone. Now we're heading into Chapter 12, The Actor. That's very, very exciting. Let me read something for you. This is a great introduction to what we'll be talking about. She stands alone in the darkness, waiting in the wings, listening with one ear to the insistent rhythms of the dialogue played out upon the stage immediately beyond. Her heart races. She bounces lightly on the balls of her feet, fighting the welling tension, exhilarated by the sense of something rushing toward her, about to engulf her. The stage ahead of her is ablaze with light. Dazzling colors pour on from all possible directions. The energy on stage is almost tangible. It is there in the eyes of the actors. Part of the dialogue, the smell of the makeup, the sparkle of perspiration glittering in the lights, the burst of audience laughter and applause, the sudden silence, punctuated by a wild cry or a thundering retort. She glances backward impatiently. Other actors wait in the backstage impatiently. Other actors wait in the backstage gloom. Some perform knee bends and roll their necks against the tension. Some gaze thoughtfully at the action of the play. Some stare at the walls. In one corner, a stage manager, his head encased in electronic paraphernalia, his body hunched over a dimly lighted copy of the script, whispers commands into an intercom. The backstage shadows pulse with anticipation. Suddenly the onstage pace quickens. The lines, all at once, take on a greater urgency and familiarity. It is the cue. If only there were time to go to the bathroom. It is the cue. She takes a deep breath, a deeper breath, a gasp. It is the cue. She bounds from the dimness into the dazzle. She is on stage. She is an actor. That is really exciting. And if you've ever been an actor or been on stage, no matter what age you were, there's some kind of a magic that happens. I was a professional actor for a while. And the difference between live theater and doing the movies, the film, doing it on film, is totally different. Like, for instance, I was doing a movie, and you have to get makeup first. Then, of course, you get your makeup on and your costume on. And the makeup artist is always there. When you're filming, you can see the makeup artist in the background looking at you. And when the film stops, she runs up and touches up this or that. And also the costumer makes sure that everything fits real well. And the technical side, if there's a fire there, it has to be exactly the same way every time it's shot. Otherwise, it looks like your fire is gone out or gone somewhere. So you have to be very careful about the props, things like that. But anyway, it was fun to be a professional actor in the movies, but you sure would sit a long time. You sit 3 or 4 hours to do a 2-minute scene. As a matter of fact, when I was acting, it wasn't me personally, but in order to do shoot a movie, it would take about 2 minutes a day. You'd get what the movie was going to be, 2 minutes of that. And it took a whole day to do it. So you can see how long it took. And in the old days, you had to send the rushes, which is the film for the day, to New York City to see if it worked, or to California to see if it looked right. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, I just thought of a quick story. Before they had Hollywood, they were in New York City, and the director, I think a man named Zukor, he said, we want to create a film studio out west, so why don't we go to Flagstaff, Arizona? So they got all together, they got packed up, and took the train to Flagstaff. They stopped at Flagstaff, got out, and guess what? It was snowing. And so they got back in, and they went to California, and they decided to do their studio there. And of course, it turned out to be Hollywood. So Flagstaff just about was the Hollywood, but I guess it's too cold in the winters. But I got a touch of what the dazzle was all about. I also did a master's thesis on an actor named Dean Jagger. He was a 40s, 50s, 60s. He was a great actor. there are so many movies that he did. He did 150 movies. Matter of fact, he got an Academy Award in a movie called 12 O'Clock High. And he did a lot. He was in White Christmas. If you ever watch White Christmas, he's the old man in White Christmas. Dean Jacker. He was an interesting guy. When I went to interview him, I spent a week with him, and he had a stroke. And it was very difficult to understand what he was saying. But he went out to film a little piece of a movie. They put him in costume, they put makeup on. He was still in a wheelchair, but he went out, they turned the camera on, and his speech became very clear. He wasn't hesitating, he wasn't doing whatever you do after a stroke. He was totally clear. Then when the lights went off, the camera went off, his speech was slurred again. It was difficult for him to talk. So that's an interesting thing. So acting really can make it interesting for you. By the way, Dean Jacker had a photographic memory. He read a script once, and he had it word perfect. Few people can do that. Not me, though. It takes me a little while to do that. Also, I had a chance to meet Robert Redford. Robert Redford, a very gracious person. A very proper, very prim and proper person. But he was just down to earth like everybody else. So anyway, the actor is so very important. As you see in the picture for this chapter, we've got our Fiddler family, our Fiddler on the Roof. And my acting career, a lot of that was in Fiddler on the Roof. I performed it at least 400 times, and did it everywhere in the world, and everywhere in the United States almost. So Fiddler on the Roof is a great play for me because it brings back many memories, especially my last year of working here at the college. We did the play, and it's very, very emotional. Matter of fact, it's so emotional, at the end scene, I broke the cart. I just shattered the cart to pieces. I pushed it down. That was very interesting. So I hope you enjoy this chapter. Please let me know if there are any problems, and have a nice day.